Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we're talking about the fact that the Portland Trailblazers remain committed to building around Damian Lillard. Michael Scotto writes, or not really writes, he said on a podcast, but Damian Lillard created a little bit of a stir when we saw him with Mikal Bridges during the playoffs, and Portland still plans to build around him. And if they were to change, that would be because Dame, but like everyone's saying that Dame wants to stay and that they're closely monitoring the third pick because they believe they're going to use it to try and improve the roster and compete for a championship with Lillard, as they've received many inquiries from various teams because teams want to get either Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller, whoever falls, depending on who, Charlotte drafts. And Portland signed Simons to a deal, and he's at a decent contract with the salary cap rising, and there's confidence that people are going to use him and the third pick and maybe even Jusuf Nurkic to get some good contracts. Not good contracts, some good players on good deals. Now, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think this is the right thing to do? Is it worth their time to continue to build around Dame? I personally think it is. I mean, you got talent on this team, ladies and gentlemen. I think right now is the time where you got to hit the iron when it's still hot, because your window's closing for when you can compete with Dame, and Dame will eventually, if you can't win or see an actual feasible way of winning, it makes sense that Dame might, tell him this might be our last year. So I think it's good that they're going balls to the wall and doing whatever it takes to build around him, because this is the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. You have to win, okay, if you want to keep your players. So for me, I think that's a big thing, and hopefully this all works out and it comes out and it's something that helps them. Now, who are the players they're targeting? I don't think Jaylen Brown's getting traded. I don't know if Zach LaVine or DeAndre Ayton really maybe they raised the floor, but I don't think they're ceiling raisers. I think you got to do the Pascal Siakam. Guys, honestly, in a twisted minted world, maybe, and I don't think the Raptors would do it, but if you could somehow convince the Raptors, be like, here's Anthony Simons, and I think their next contract they could move is like Nurkic. Maybe they'll have to do a third team because the Raptors are planning to bring back Pirtle, so you send Nurkic somewhere else, but basically Simons this year's pick and maybe a pick or two down the road that you can trade for Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. I think those guys would help you a lot. But the fact that they plan to go hard, aggressive this offseason to build around him is a good sign. I want to hear your thoughts.